January, I traveled to Colombia with a delegation of Global Fund for Women donors, led by our Americas Program Director, Erika Guevara Rosas. For 40 years, Colombia has been a violent conflict zone. Over 4 million people have been forcibly displaced, of which 60% are women. For 7 days, we crossed Colombia on rugged roads to meet with Global Fund grantees who are doing extraordinary work to overcome the dual impact of displacement and war on women, their families, and communities. I was particularly struck by the courage of the Fuerza de Mujeres Wayuu, which in English means Wayuu Women's Power. Wayuu indigenous women form Fuerza to protect their territory, their human rights, and their lives from the armed conflict that rages through Colombia. Armed perpetrators have institutionalized sexual violence against women, particularly indigenous and Afro-descendant women, and their drive to control natural resources and territories. Fuerza's leader, Carmen Ramirez Bayunquera, told us that attacks on Wayuu culture are also being waged by some transnational corporations, whose operations are threatening their territory's rich biodiversity and their traditional way of life. The Wayuu women are fierce, vocal advocates for indigenous women's rights and for the active participation of women in the peace-building process. The Wayuu women teach women how to protect their collective rights and autonomy and document human rights violations to present before the Constitutional Court. They also run a skills training center to help women become economically self-sufficient while preserving their traditional artistic forms. All the grantees we met were like the Wayuu women, incredibly courageous women leaders determined to empower and educate women and girls, as well as educating the men and boys about the importance of gender equity. We met women law students and lawyers running legal clinics to represent women survivors of violence, and visited a city that was literally built brick by brick by and for displaced women and children. Everywhere we went, the women's groups were so grateful for the Global Fund for Women's support. We could all see how our small grants were making a world of difference in the lives of these women, and how our global solidarity was giving them more power to carry on in building a more just, safe, and secure future for all the people of Colombia.